Today we're going to make a parable about the seeds dropping.
You'll take each of your yellow pipe cleaners and cut it in half so that there's two. Then you take your one big green pipe cleaner and you cut that in half, but keep the other pipe cleaner long. You're gonna need this later. It's gotta be long for later. So when Jesus, he went out of his house and sat down by the sea. Yeah, well, there was a house. It wasn't his house. And there was a large crowd that was gathered by him, and they wanted to ask him questions. And Jesus told them a story, saying, a sower went out to sow. A sower sows seeds.
Sow. Seeds! These are not in your math box.
No, they're not. No, you're gonna have to provide your own seeds. And you could use like sunflower seeds or peanuts or walnuts. For mommies and daddies, I strongly recommend chocolate-covered coffee beans. Those are seeds. The seeds fell on the street, on the road, on a path, and birds came and ate them. And they couldn't take root. They were gone. Gone. You're gonna need a bag of rocks. Put all the rocks in there. Good job. Some of the seeds fell on rocky ground and they sprang up quickly, but the sun scorched them because it was so hot and they didn't have really strong roots. So they just wilted and died. Now take your toothpicks and you can break some of them in half. Some of the seeds landed among thorns and they got thrown out. So they landed among thorns, which is not a place where seeds want to go and grow. So what happened was the seeds grew, but the thorns choked them out and they wound up dying.
How did they choke them?
They took all the water. Some of the seeds landed on good soil. You're gonna take your now 8 half, take one out of the bunch, the other 7, bundle them up, find the halfway mark, and wrap the green around it like that. Take these and you're gonna put a little bend in it like that to each of them.
So if you take a bunch and do it, it will like be easier.
Once you have them all there, use these last mini pipe cleaner to bind them all together. There's one pipe cleaner to bind them, one pipe cleaner to find them. Only the parents are going to get that reference. All right, cool. Now you can kind of spread these out a little bit like this. Go ahead and plant that one in there.
It's a grown-up. Wait, is this real?
Yeah, this is what Jesus told them. So the disciples are like,
story?
yeah, this is real from the Bible. So the disciples are like, Jesus, why do you always speak in parables? And Jesus is like, because the knowledge of the kingdom of heaven has been given to those people who understand, but those who don't understand, they kind of don't get it. So let's recap. When the seeds fell on the ground, they got eaten up by the birds. When they landed on rocks, they withered up and died. When they landed on the thorns, they grew, but the thorns choked them out and it died. The seeds had to land on good, fertile soil. Isn't that kind of like God's grace? When God gives everybody grace, don't we want to be like the soil so that we can bear good fruit? Oh, whoa. Jesus is really talking about not seeds and not soil or rocks, but he's talking about you and me. He wants us to be like the soil so that when he puts his grace on us, we will help that grace grow into the fruit that we're able to give to others.
We want to be like soil. We